Good morning. I would like to recognize the Board of Trustees, President Alexander, distinguished guests, faculty and staff, and of course, the graduating class of 2017. I offer my sincerest congratulations to every one of us. Find a moment to reflect on how far we've come and how different our hurdles were from our undergraduate days. We returned to grad school as adult learners. To say we've perfected the art of juggling would be an understatement. In the early days of my program, I remember getting a desperate call for help from a fellow classmate, who shall remain nameless. He was on vacation with his family and couldn't connect to the text we were using. I took screenshots of our book and sent them to him. I'd like to think I saved his family vacation. But we've all been there, trying to do it all and remain positive in the face of the many challenges we confronted in our journey. For example, many of us balanced school without the financial support of our parents. Instead, we undertook our classes with full-time jobs and monthly bills to pay. We had commitments to friends, family, and children. But it was worth it because today we have finally earned the graduate degree we have always dreamed about. Or perhaps maybe just the degree our job strongly encouraged us to get. While we all arrived here with different pedigrees and challenges, we had a common goal: to finish so we can get out there and start earning some more money. At the 2017 World Government Summit, held in mid-February, leaders from the United Nations met to discuss humanity's biggest challenges. What emerged from those talks were themes believed to hold the keys to overcoming our personal and global challenges, namely connection, inclusion, trust, and education. Along the way, through the wisdom of our professors and the literature they selected for us to dissect, our class discussions were ignited and our critical writings and reflections became inspired. We had our eyes open to the possibility that there are societal problems that run so deep, getting a job cannot solve them. One of the most impactful experiences I had here at LaSalle College was in a diversity class where we had an open and very frank discussion about privilege. In that moment, my eyes were open to other people's experiences, and I've yet to close them again. For me, that was the defining moment of my education. As a country and as individuals, we are at a turning point. We are in a perpetual cycle that keeps repeating over and over, and from which we never break free. I will advance the idea that the only way to find solutions is through education. Without education, we are doomed to repeat the same mistakes again and again. Jim Yong Kim, the World Bank Group president, said, "Education is directly linked to economic growth and prosperity and is critical to promoting peace." Think how lucky we are to have had this opportunity to earn an advanced degree. For many of us, this will likely be the final academic pursuit we undertake. But this is not the conclusion of our education. We will continue learning beyond these walls. I am eminently thankful for the magical combination of good fortune, hard work, and intelligence that got each of us here. Remember all those who cannot be here with us today because their circumstances made that impossible. It is now our responsibility to reach back and help those coming up behind us. We have the ability to form an indestructible human chain to build the trust that is lacking in so many of our communities. Through education, we can vanquish prejudice, hate, and fear. Education is the antidote to ignorance. Having trust in ourselves and each other sets the stage for finding common ground that will make our humanity visible to each other. It is when we recognize ourselves in others that it becomes more difficult to so quickly condemn them. Our challenge is to go out into the world and build the structure upon which we will generate change. We must shake up the current thinking that because we've always done it this way, we should always do it that way. That mechanical approach is no longer a viable option because in our rush to ascend that peak, we leave so many people crushed and broken as we trample them on our way to the top. This outdated strategy has resulted in many of our brothers and sisters not being here today, and their voices continue to be silenced. Education is for everyone, and it should be accessible to those who seek it. Those who cannot attain education are the missing pieces of the puzzle. Without their contributions to higher education, can we ever truly know what is broken? Solving the same problems with the same people using the same solutions results in nothing ever changing. In a world that craves a magic solution to all our ills, we have one, and it's ours for the taking: education. I implore you to share your knowledge, share your education, to break down barriers, smash bias, and be a change maker. A few years ago, I started a collection of the little one-liners I would say to my kids. We began calling them house laws, and they were little gems like, stop whining. Whining accomplishes nothing. Or, an apology does not include an excuse. And my personal favorite, not wanting to do something is not the same as not knowing how to do it. And that's the rub. I know what I need to do, but sometimes I am too tired, too afraid, or too numb to do it. What I cannot say is that I'm ignorant of the problems or what needs to be done. And on that note, I will say that I recognize today is a day of celebration, and what I propose is overwhelming. The challenge to fix our world seems insurmountable. But, as Albert Einstein said, those who have the privilege to know have the duty to act. In acknowledging our privilege and in recognizing our difficulties, we know what must be done, and so we must act. If we connect ourselves to the singular goal to treat every person as a valuable human being who contributes to the diverse fabric of our country, we will produce change. Our very humanity is at stake, but with our education, we are equipped to overcome the roadblocks and the calculated distractions meant to divert us. We can save each other and ourselves, and we can truly, once and for all, be the greatest country in the world. Thank you.